Recently, the obituary for the last male northern white rhino has come in the form of millions of tweets and coverage on news channels worldwide. But will this loss serve as a wake-up call to the damage the human race has inflicted on our world? We are in the midst of our sixth mass extinction, all of which prior have been as a result of asteroids, volcanic explosions, and other natural disasters. This time, however, we are the asteroid. Our inefficient factories have rolled out smoke ceaselessly from the day the steam engine first fired up, marking the beginning of the Industrial Revolution. And over time, our atmosphere has accumulated the history of a growing middle class sent to work the assembly line. Modern day, steak and shakes and strip clubs have taken the place of dense acreage of biodiverse habitats. Those on the outskirts of civilization, too poor to invest in the products ceaselessly pumped out into the global market, have been prompted by the promise of great riches via illegal poaching. Meanwhile, coasts circumscribed with garbage are kissed by waves of an ocean suffering critical pH spikes. Our knowledge and understanding of Earth's ecosystems may be incomplete, but our effect on them is boundless. The cycle began in 1790, at the start of the Industrial Revolution. Over time, developed countries have become dependent on their economic success as a means of ensuring power and legitimacy internationally. At the current rate of urbanization, the United States alone releases 20 million metric tons of CO2 annually, second in the world for our contribution to climate change, succeeding China, of course. Deforestation not only occurs as a result of urbanization, but also mineral mining, the pursuit of fuel, and logging. According to the rainforestfoundation.org, over 70% of animals live in forest habitats. And yet, it is believed that if we maintain the current rate of deforestation, the world will be barren of trees within 300 years. Meanwhile, Welldoing.org hypothesizes a world without trees not only as being unsustainable to the abundance of forest-dwelling animals, and inherently those above them trophically, but to humans as well. Hence, we have found ourselves amid limbo, where an urbanization is leading to increased air pollution, while the land we've developed is barren of trees to filter carbon dioxide and release oxygen. Subsequently, we experience climate change. We have witnessed an average of 5.4 degrees Fahrenheit in climate change globally. The most recognized effect of climate change on ecosystems has been the melting glaciers, so I'm sure you've all seen the pictures of cute, fluffy little polar bears drifting out to sea on a mere chunk of ice. But if you've just come out from the miraculous rock that survived mineral mining, here's another one. Now, if that doesn't make you sad, we can't be friends. Regardless, there's another issue that's been presented as a result of climate change, and that is acidification of the ocean. According to an article released by Science Daily in 2014, 1/3 of marine animals cannot sustain pH levels above 7.8. Today, the ocean averages out in any given area at about 8.2. At this rate, shells are beginning to dissolve, and the coral reef is losing nutrients, killing off all which depends on it for life. InternationalBusinessTimes.com, among numerous other publications, cites a prediction that marine life will go extinct by 2050. This is due to the principle of the food chain, or nutritional system of hierarchy, wherein each species is sorted into a trophic level. While ocean acidification may impact only reef dwellers and shelled animals directly, plankton and other fish will in turn die of starvation, and then the sharks, squids, and even whales above them trophically. While these are by no means natural causes of death, natural deaths, the intention of industrialization was never explicitly to harm the creatures we share our planet with. Armed, money-grubbing men's contribution to the rate of animal extinction is another story. Some do it for sport and esteem, while others are so desperately in need of money, they take to the savannas with artillery strong enough to take down a 15,000-pound animal, heavy-duty euthanasia, and the materials to bludgeon its tusks off its poor, innocent face. Considering the tusk extends far into the cranium, the animal's face is often cut deeply to excavate the full extent of the ivory. The following image is deeply disturbing, so feel free to break the listener's expectation of strong eye contact for a moment if you have a weak stomach. Scenes like these litter the savannas, with one elephant being murdered every 15 minutes. At this rate, the African elephant should cease to exist by 2025, just 7 years from now. This may seem shocking, with these large animals serving as a staple of the savanna, but is far from the first or last time a treasured species will go extinct. In fact, there is not a single species in the world that isn't threatened by mass extinction. Not even us. According to biologicaldiversity.org, there's a natural background rate of extinction of 5 species per year. However, scientists now estimate that animals are disappearing at 1,000 times the background rate, with literally dozens of species going extinct each day. Among the lives lost, we have the sea mink, a roof-flying fox, copri, bodgy dolphin, and the pipistrelle bat, to name just a few. Perhaps by the time the next generation rolls around, the elephant, or the whale, or the measly little sea snail will seem nothing more than a myth, fading away into lists whose only meaning is a lesson to be learned from, simultaneously a disaster too far past the line in the sand to be resolved. John Muir once wrote, "When we try to pick out anything by itself, we find that it is bound fast by 1,000 invisible cords that cannot be broken to everything in the universe." I have found this applicable not only on a scientific level, but on a philosophical level. The factory rolling out smog is not merely a factory. The forest collapsing into farmland is not merely a forest lost. The elephant whose carcass bakes in the sun is not merely a number for some statistic. The bleached white coral reef, bare of sustainability, is not merely an echo from the bottom of a dead ocean. They are pawns in a game of life. Remove the chatter of 1 million biodiverse ecosystems to keep the world turning, and this planet is nothing more than industrial wasteland, choking down toxic air until our last breath. So, are you awake yet?